Hello guys, welcome you all to Vedora. So beginning with the seventh chapter of Ashtanga Hridayam Sutra sthana ANNARAKSHA ADHYAYam. So this chapter pertains in explaining the concept of food and how to save it. And here we learn so many concepts like about Visha in Ahara and its Lakshanas, the Vishartha Lakshanas and how to save them. All these things are explained in this chapter in a concise and brief way. Moving on to the chapter. So the first topic is royal physician. So whichever shloka I have quoted in this PPT are mandatory to be known. For some topics I have not mentioned these shlokas, but if you are interested in learning the shlokas, you can do that, or else you can go with the meaning itself. But it is must that we all should know these concepts. Okay. So moving on with the royal physician. So they are the bishops who treat the rulers of the kingdom. So these people examine the food and drink which are to be given to the Raja. Okay, so they're called as Raja Bishaks. Next is the features of the poisoned food. So moving on with the first thing is rice, Anna. So it becomes Sandra. When someone poisons a rice, it becomes Sandra, that is vivid somewhat. You have seen na when rice spoils how it becomes like that. Ati Vastra, smelly, Virecha Pachate. It gets time to cook. Shigra Paryushitaha, it spoils fast. Mayura Kantatulya, the fumes which comes resembles the peacock's color. Okay. When inhaled, it causes moha, delusion, murcha, fainting, and praseka. Okay. Next is poison condiments like beverages, meals, and vegetables. How they become? They become disintegrated and they decompose faster. This liquid portion becomes discolored. Vikrita chaya means a distorted reflection is formed. Sara swachya, reflection may not be found in some. Fena urdhva raji, fourth comes from it. And then lamka means lump-like structures and bubbles are formed in dishes, etc. They undergo distortion and loss of taste. So, how a spoiled food resembles the poisoned food also becomes like that only. Okay. Next is about the poisoned drink. So here, certain drinks when poisoned, it changes its colors. So that are listed here. Coming to rasa, Neela Raji it becomes, that is bluish streaks. Shira becomes coppery color, Tamra. Dadi becomes blackish, that is shava. Ek becomes Pita Shita, that is yellowish black color. Dula becomes, it becomes like a watery thing. Then Garala, it becomes like the pigeon color. Tushodaka, that becomes blackish. Gavya Ambu, that becomes blackish again. Shaudra becomes green, that's sunny. Okay, and Taila becomes reddish brown color. And coming to fruits, food, and other articles when poisoned, fruits taking in priority, it becomes unripened. Fruits will become ripened rapidly, and vice versa. If it is ripened, it will decay faster. Wet or moist substance will become dry, whereas dry substance will become moist. Soft substance becomes hard, and hard substance becomes soft. Wooden articles become cracked or split. Withered articles undergo changes in their natural color and appearance. Clothes will develop blackish stain, and the thread will begin to fall off. The metals and stones will appear dirty. They'll lose their luster and become rough. Then the clay pots will become shiny. So these are all the features of articles and fruits. Next is the Vishadatta Lakshana. So this is the features of the person who has mixed the poison in the food or the article. So that person looks Vishada, means that Vishada person looks Shava and Shushka Asya. Shava is a dark, he becomes dark and his mouths become dry because these people are actually in a tension. Yes, so free, automatically they become dehydrated. Okay, and Vilajo, Vikshate Dishaha, they become frightened and confused. That is Vilajo. Vikshate Dishaha, they keeps wondering here and there whether they keep on thinking, na, whether someone will find out whether they have their mistake or what. Okay, and Sweda Vepatum, Mamstrasto. So here they become shivering and they keep sweating and stumble while walking. Jimbate Swalathi Kshanam, yawns rapidly, repeatedly. Means they wanted to showcase as if they are cool enough. So they keep doing some extra activities. Okay. Next is Examination of food containing poison. So when you put this food which has the poison in the fire, it burns in a single flame of peacock-like color and it will emit some odor, offensive odor. Sometimes it will burn without a flame also, like that it will be. When poison, still now we have seen about the poison in articles like in food, fruits, dress and all. Now according to our systems, let's see, in mouth, how what it does, it causes lala, means excessive salivation. Jigva osha jadata, it causes numbness and stiffness in the tongue and lip. Osha, it creates a burning sensation. Chimichimya, like tingling sensation it is. And Danta Harsha, it is sensitive to our teeth. Rasa Agnyata, loss of taste and inability to perceive taste happens. Then what happens? Griva Stamba, stiffness in the neck. Gargling with medication or appropriate liquid is advised in such conditions. Okay. So in these lakshanas, few one or two like that, it may be resembling if you consume a poison or if it is affected in the mouth. Next, coming to the gut or the GIT. Here, if poison in Amashaya, it exhibits features like hiccup, then intoxication, Roma Harsha happens, that is horripilations, and Akshi Hridaya Rodana, pain in cardiac and eye region. Then red or pimple like rashes will come. That is something like allergic. Okay. Next is on Pakvasha, when it reaches the intestine, what happens? Frequent and repeated vomiting, chatti, then excess urination and defecation, drowsiness, Krishatva, loss of body mass, Urduva Panduta Varna, pale color, okay, anemic they become, Balakshaya, loss of strength happens. So coming to the management, we have Vamana, Virechana, Anjana. This can be done using the drugs of Haritaki, Daruharidra, Indugi, and Sindhuvara. Anything you can use. And other drugs are also there. These are just mentioned for your knowledge purpose. Next topic is very important. The next two topics, which are actually the Ayurvedic indications for a poison person. One is Tamra Raja Prayoga, next one is Hemachurna. Shloka for this is very mandatory. It may be asked for Viva as well as in your theory paper to learn it. Vishabhuktaya Tadyacha Shuddhayo Urdhvam Adastata Sukshma Tamra Rajaha Kale Sa Shaudram Hridi Shodhanam. So when you consume a Visha Artha person, when he consumes this, he becomes Shodhana. Urdhvameva Adaha Shodhanam. It should be either performed in a person affected with the poison. The Shodhana may be Vamana or Virechana. Here Urdhva means Vamana and Ada means Virechana. Okay. Shukshma Tamra Rajaha, the powder of the Tamra will be taken and it is mixed with the Shaudra, honey. And this is used for Virechana and Shodhana in appropriate cases. Next is Hemachurana Prayoga. After Tamra Raja Shodhana, you will give Hemachurana. Hema is gold powder here. So it is having the property to improve our ojas. By this, it increases the vitality of our body and strength. Shuddhe hridi tatah shanam hemachurnasya dapayet na sajyate hemapange patmapatre ambuvat visham jayate vipulam cha ayurghare api esha vidihi smritaha. So after Shodhana with Tamra Raja, the patient should be given one shana. It is actually a measurement of gold powder, Hema Churna. One shana is appropriately 3 grams. The poison will does not remain in the patient's body, as if you take a lotus leaf, right? The water in that will not stay there. It will just go off like that. It will be the poison in our body will move out. Okay, it cannot stay when you consume the hemachurna. That is the concept behind this. So this same treatment is used in Agada Tantra also for Garavisha. Okay, this you will be learning in your second year. Next is the Viruddha Ahara. Very important question and a topic to be known clinically as well as for theoretical purpose. So Viruddha Ahara is something, it is not only Ahara, it can be Vihara also. Anything which is contraindicating for its Desha, Kala, Virya, Rasa, Guna, etc. factors is Viruddha. And it two foods you will combine and do that. That is gonna have a different virya or vipaka or rasa or desha which is not suitable for both the things, that causes viruddha and an ill effect in our body, which is equal to a garavisha. that is a toxin or a poison. Okay. The shloka is very important. Yat krinchit dosham utkleshasya na hare tat samasatah viruddham shuddhiratreshta samo va tad virodhi vihi. Here, this viruddha ahara, it does utklesha of tridosha. Okay. And it does not eliminate that also. It keeps it in the body itself. So that we have to do shodhana and only we can eliminate. So Viruddha Ahara is also considered as a type of Garavisha. Food which aggravates the doshas but it will not eliminate them is Viruddha Ahara. When a person consumes this Viruddha Ahara, have to undergo Shodhana and Shamana with appropriate medicine. Viruddha Ahara generally does not produce harmful effect in a person who is taking snigdha food, ati snigdha, or having deep tagni or strong digestive fire when they are young or healthy and strong, when they have a good bala and consume it in a small quantity, it is not going to affect their health. Next, Padamshika Krama and another important. So these things I have mentioned the shlokas which are to be studied. Don't try to skip them. Okay. For other topics, you can learn the shloka or you cannot. If you like to learn it, you can, or else you can just skip it off. But for these things, you have to by heart the shlokas. Padamshika Krama is actually a order of reducing our Viruddha Ahara. If it is not only Ahara, again, as I told, if you have any habit which is accustomed to you, you can just reduce it if it is bad, and you can inculcate a good habit in this order. Okay. पादेन अपथ्यम् अभ्यस्तं पादपादेन वा त्यजेत् निषेवेत हितं तावत् एकद्वित्रयन्तरीकृतम्. So Viruddha Ahara should not be stopped suddenly. If you stop anything suddenly, that also causes a disease. Okay. The quantity of Viruddha Ahara should be gradually reduced by 1/4, and the equal portion of Patya Ahara, that is good Ahara for our health, should be added again in 1/4 ratio. It should be increased continuously. This is called as Padamshika Krama. When you suddenly do any change, that may cause disorders. क्रमेण अपचिताः दोषाः क्रमेण उपचिताः गुणाः न अनुप्नुवन्ति पुनर्भावं प्रकप्य भवन्ति च. So this is about the krama. When you don't do that, it will cause disorder. Okay, so here you can see first the Viruddha Ahara is reduced 1/4 and Patya Ahara is added as 1/4 is added. So 3/4, 1/4. And second time again it is reduced to half. Then 3/4 is reduced and this becomes 0 and here complete Patya Ahara you will gain. Traya Upastamba and another important concept of this chapter. So see guys, you can just know the importance of this chapter. So it is a chapter which you must not skip. Okay. Ahara, Nidra and Abrahmacharya are the Traya Upastamba of our life. So effects of Nidra. Still now we have seen about Ahara. In your fourth lesson, fifth lesson, not fourth lesson, fifth lesson, sixth lesson, you will be learning more about Ahara and still now we have learned about Ahara only. Next, moving on, this lesson will be explaining about Nidra and Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya completely. So effects of Nidra. Nidrayatam shukam dukam pushtihi karshyam balam abalam. Vrishata klivatam jnanam ajnanam jivitam nacha. So here Acharya explains it in a way saying the first thing is actually about a good sleep, good Nidra. Next is about a bad Nidra. When you do it in a proper way, you get shukam, pushti, balam, vrishata, jnanam and jivitam. When you are not following the proper sleep pattern, you get dukkam, karshyam, abhalam, klivata, ajnanam, and najivitam. So this is the thing explained here. Wrong practice of sleep. Akhale ati prasankacha, nacha nidra nishevita. Shukayushi parakuryat kalaratri vaparaha. Okay, this is about wrong practice. Improper sleep includes akala nidra, ati prasanga, na cha nidra nisheveta. When it is akala, it is like improper or in unsuitable time. You sleep. Some people they do not sleep at night; they sleep at daytime. So that is and all is akala nidra. Ati prasanga, excessive sleep is also not good. And not taking adequate or proper sleep, that is also not good. Okay. Ratri jagaranam रूक्षं स्निग्धं प्रस्वप्नं दिवा तथा अकालं anabhishyanti tu asina prachalayitam. So here just there is a mistake here. Can you correct it? So Ratri Jagaranam becomes Ruksha. It increases the Vata dosha. And Diva Swapna causes Snigdha. Kapha dosha increases there. Akala Nidra causes Abhishyanda. Okay. Whereas you can have a sleep where you sit and just rest. That is called as Asina tu Asina Prachalayitam. Okay. Indication and benefits of Diva Swapna. Daytime sleep is indicated in Grishma Ritu as the nights are short and day are long. And due to the excessive heat of the sun, you can take sleep in Grishma Ritu. During other seasons, day sleep is generally contraindicated as it may increase the kapha and pitta dosha. Exceptions for contraindication of Divaswapna in all Ritu. So Ati Bhashya, who indulge in excessive talk, Ati Madhya, alcoholic intake, Ati Shrama, who do excessive work and Ashwa, walking, Stri Bhashkaram, who is indulging in excess of sexual activity and physical work, Krodha Shokhadi Kshe Parakshanti, the one who is exhausted due to anger, grief, etc., mental illness, Ati Sara, who is suffering from diarrhea, elderly person, children, Sheena, emaciated one, Graha, a person suffering from abdominal pain, Ajirna with an indigestion, Adikrita, who is exact reading should be verified. So they are all advised to sleep in day. Coming to contraindications, Bahumedas, Kapha Prakriti, Sneha Nitya, and Vishakanta Roga. This is also important. So these people they should not sleep during day. And Visharoga person they should not sleep in night also. Okay, this you remember. Effect of Akala Nidra. When you don't sleep in a proper time, what happens? You get confused. Moha, fever comes, dwara, stabdhata. You get some as if you are covered with a cold cloth, with a wet cloth. Okay. Penis, rhinitis, shirashula, headache, shofar swelling, glani, nasya, stroto you feel something is obstructed, you can't work anything, and agni you will lose your appetite also. So in this condition, you can do upavasa, that is fasting, and svedana, vamana, and nasya should be done. Nidra nasha causes angamadda, gaurava, alasya, jrimba, jadata, that is stiffness, glani, tiredness, brahma, apati, that is indigestion. Pati means cooked. Apati means not cooked. Here the cooked is meaning of digestion. Tandra, sleepy, and vataja roga may come. How can you manage nidra nasha? You can consume shira, dadi, mamsa, and madhu. Abhyanga, snana, udvartana, murda thaila, karna tarpana, and akshi tarpana is indicated. And priyajanasya alingana santosha and manaha priya. When you talk to your liked person, you can sleep well. Kama abhilasha purusha, one who is unable to fulfill his sexual desire, he will not get a good sleep. So he should try to keep his vega in a control. And gramya dharma, this is about the sexual activities. So these are all the things which are mentioned by acharyas. So ritumati, ajirna, unhygienic genital condition in ati stulata, that is correct. Then shutika, garbini, in other women's with animals, in places such as Jaladeva is there, at crossroads and meeting points during sexual intercourse, Shiraha Kampana should be avoided. So these are all contraindications. Coming to restrictions, after excessive sexual activity in a person who is afraid or extremely hungry, in an incorrect position during menstruation or pregnancy in a deceased person, uh, Gramya Dharma is restricted. So Acharya has mentioned after intake of Vajikarana Dravya, you can go for coitus. That is in particular season, he has indicated. In Shishira and Hemanta, it can be once daily. Vasanta and Sharad once in 3 days, and Varsha and Grishma once in 15 days. When you Do Gramya Dharma in excessive practice, it causes weakness, fatigue, premature aging, loss of strength, loss of sensory function, and early death. Effects of healthy sexual activity: promotes strength, pleasure, longevity, physical health, and happiness. It improves the mental and physical well being also. Yes, guys, by this we complete this chapter. Any more chapters or videos to be posted, you can ask in the comment box. Subscribe the channel and like the video if you are benefiting in it. Thank you.